Make a nice pasta dish with vegetables, and this is a healthy dish. Recently I heard the combination of the two are more beneficial together than they are separately. Tomatoes, we know, are good for you, so is broccoli, but when they're cooked together it's much better. And of all the peppers that you could have, the red one is more beneficial. And of course we know garlic is good for you, and a little shallots in there for flavor. And whole grain thin spaghetti I'm going to use. Only salt and pepper, not putting any herbs in today. I want the natural taste. And we have mushrooms. I'm leaving them whole, they're small. The flavor, these mushrooms, they're what, 80% water, whatever, so they're in there for the flavor. And I took the stems off, except for this little one right here, just for appearance sake. So we're going to saute this, cook the pasta, and be ready in no time. The most difficult part of this is cutting everything up. And I cut the tomatoes up very small. Why? Because I'm not making a tomato sauce. I'm going to cook the broccoli with the mushrooms and the shallots. As soon as that's soft, good, I'm going to add the tomato and the garlic, because we know garlic is more beneficial for you if it's eaten raw, but that's kind of tough, so we put it in at the very end. And that's it, so let's begin. Well, I have the skillet, a little olive oil in there, not a lot, and that's about all I'm going to use for the whole dish. I mean, even though olive oil is healthy for you, it still has calories. So we're going to do with this, and we'll just saute, like I said, the shallots, the broccoli, the mushrooms, and as soon as these items, especially the broccoli, is as tender as you want it. Some people like it soft, some people like it very al dente. So it's up to you, the individual. But we're using a high flame. And I have my salt ready, my sea salt. I'm going to put this in with this. And my black pepper. And that's all the seasoning I'm using. Now this in itself looks pretty. And then when we add the tomatoes and peppers and garlic, the aroma will permeate the entire house. Okay, so just keep on cooking this for about 2 minutes, or until you like the broccoli. I have it on a high flame, as you see. And I might mention the way the shallots are cut julienne, the peppers are cut julienne. Why? For appearance, because we're using a thin spaghetti. If I were cooking like an elbow macaroni or small shells, then I would have diced everything. It'll just look better when it's tossed with the pasta later. And I'm also not going to use any cheese, because this is a healthy pasta dish. What's in here that's bad for you? Nothing at all. I mean, there are so many more items you could add. And that's enough for me. I like my broccoli a little al dente. So now we go with everything else. The peppers, the garlic, the tomato. And in about 2 minutes, this is done. And I'm going light on the salt. So you season this the way you like. I go light on the salt, and I let all the natural flavors here give me the taste I'm looking for. Now the moisture has come out of the tomatoes, and it's no more sauteing. Now it's like steaming. and that's just fine. I might put some fresh broccoli in here, or maybe some fresh cilantro, maybe some scallions, some chives, whatever you like. If you want to throw the fresh herbs in there, do it. Another minute and I'm stopping this. Why? Because now I'm going to cook the pasta, and just when the pasta is just about ready, then I will resume this and get my big bowl, because we're going to toss this together. Now I'm going to cook the pasta, and I'm going to go easy on the salt in this too, so I'm just putting a tablespoon of sea salt in the water, and I measured out what was left of the pasta, and it came out to be 9 ounces, so I wasn't going to cook just 8, which my plan was. So we have 9 ounces of pasta going in here, and I like using a skillet like this instead of a tall one. It's just easier, seems to be easier to work the pasta. And this will only take a few minutes. Now while that's cooking, I come back over here and I just turn the flame on moderate. So this will be hot. When the pasta is ready, you drain it, put it in a bowl, throw the topping on it, toss it, and sit down and eat. And then when I drain the pasta, you never wash it off, ever, ever, ever. And why is that? You have a sauce to go with the pasta. And look how many restaurants you've eaten out, or other places, catering halls, where they're serving you a dish of pasta, and it's like you see liquid in the bottom of the plate. That's because they're forced to do it the wrong way, but you are not in the home. They have to reheat their pasta because it's such a large amount. So you want the sauce or whatever you're making to be clinging to the pasta, therefore you don't wash it off. Timing is important. You make the pasta, you drain it, and you serve it. This will be a few minutes, and then we'll finish up. Well, there's the pasta. Now we just take the topping, which is almost the same amount as the pasta, which is great, because this is a meal in itself. You really don't need anything else, unless enough people are having this, so you can have, well, this is just for the 2 of us for dinner. But if you were serving a meat or fish or whatever, wow, this is enough for at least 6 people with that meat or fish item. And there we go. All mixed together. Everything's stuck in there. And we're going to sit down now and enjoy that. I hope you do too.